Okay, so we got the recording running. Hi, Bruce. Thanks everyone for being here again. Thanks for taking the time out of your day. I know you're going to find that this is really, really worth your time today. And I don't really promote stuff or push a lot of external teaching to you guys, but I just made a vow that I'm going to make sure whatever I do share with you, I'm 100% down with. And I have spent the last couple of days going over this with these guys. This is 100% the real deal. I have got my own app made already, and I'm really psyched about it. And this is just a win-win for everyone. And I do at the end, yeah, there will be an offer, but I want this is not $1,000 offer. This is not a huge chunk. I mean, if you want to go with it, great. It's not going to break your bank, But if not, if you don't want to, fine. But stick around and learn what these guys got to teach you. You know that I'm a software guy. I'm a web guy, but I've never really been much of a phone guy. But thanks to these guys, I am now officially a phone guy, a mobile app guy, and I want to bring you all along with me. So without further ado, let me go ahead and turn things over to Jerry Foster. Jerry?
Wow, thanks, you. I really appreciate that. I'm very excited to be here and to be able to share with your group here what it is that we put together. You and I had some discussions offline. I know you're excited about it. We're super excited about the app that we created for you for your music business.
Right on.
And good things happening there. I'm gonna pull you in here in a minute, and you're gonna help me kind of share why it is you're fired up about apps. And obviously, we're fired up. You saw you're here on the webinar today because you saw the email, obviously, that you invited you here, and it's just amazing what's happening technology-wise in our world today. I'm blown away. The whole world is mobile. It's such a mobile world that we live in. I sometimes, I'll now go days sometimes without using my computer, laptop, or even my tablet, because I run so much of my life from my iPhone 6, my smartphone of preference. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. Hugh, if you're an iPhone guy or if you're an Android guy. I
Well,
do
I got my
speak
feet wet with
Androidese.
Android, basically.
Well, absolutely. I ran out and bought my first Android phone the day after Google invested billions in Motorola mobility. And I've kind of been that guy, just a little bit of background here. I started my first business part-time once I realized that corporate ladder I was climbing was leaning against the wrong wall back in 1994. Started my first business part-time. Took me about 45 days to fire my boss and realized that the future for me was me building my fortune, not his. And the rest, as they say, is history. I have run and do today run multiple businesses, and so much of it I literally can run from my phone. And one of the amazing things that's happened with technology is, the technology has grown so much. I mentioned, Google's investment. I've been a guy that's really figured out a long time ago I don't have to spend the money on research to follow and do what billion-dollar companies are doing, spending millions of dollars on research themselves. And so with the advent of mobile, much of my focus these days is on mobile and certainly video too, combining video with mobile. And today, in this day and age, if you're here on this webinar, you're in the marketing business. Regardless of what your product or your service is, you're a marketer at heart. And in this day and age, it's all about how you can connect with your customers. That's what's key. That's what's so very important is being able to connect with customers and to be able, hold on, easy. I told you I was having some fun times with my computer here, and it's going crazy on me. The ghost in the machine, speaking of technology. So it's all about how you can connect with your customers, and very importantly, not just how you connect with your customers and connect with them to keep them coming back, and also to give them referrals and to get referrals. And the tool that we use today that is so powerful, I oftentimes will quote the New York Times, who said mobile media is the most powerful medium ever invented. And if you think about it, none of us goes anywhere without our mobile device, phone or tablet. Experts tell us that it's within arm's reach 23 hours a day. Basically, we do everything to shower with it. And I'm willing to admit, okay, I'm going to come clean right here. I have put my phone in a Ziploc bag and taken it in the shower with me before. I'll admit it. I was waiting for a call or a text from a client, and wow, I mean, it's just amazing how much it's become a part of our lives. And we've all felt that pang of distress when we forgot it. And I talk about, if you want to really empower yourself and help yourself get control of that mobile addiction, leave the house on purpose without your mobile phone. Just go for a short drive, run to the store, go get a drink or a cup of coffee or something, and we feel naked, don't we, Hugh, without our mobile device with us.
Absolutely.
And experts in the marketing business, on the psychology side, they use the term, I've read a lot on this subject, they use the term intimate device, where literally it's become a part of our DNA, a part of our life, so much that we can't be without it. We first thing we do in the morning, check our phone. Last thing we do at night, heaven forbid our battery dies, right? We're lost without it. Well, if you're a marketer and you're here on this webinar, then you realize that there's really something to this, and we can actually use this to our advantage, not only for our own business, but there's a business here in helping businesses better connect with their customers using the power of mobile, and specifically today, as you noticed from the emails and the verbiage in the emails, we're going to be talking a lot about apps. We have over 1,500 now. I think it's actually pushing 1,800 apps in the iTunes App Store and the Google Play Store. And what businesses today, small and medium-sized businesses, are really loving the fact that they can use this mobile technology just like the big corporations and use apps to create an instant connection with their clients, with their prospects, with their customers, and use the power of push notifications. And I'm sure you've seen push notifications on your phone. It is absolutely the best way to keep in contact with the client base and drive sales. And what we're seeing is small to medium-sized businesses that are utilizing mobile apps are increasing their average profit per customer. And push notifications is a big part of that. It's most definitely the most powerful, hottest marketing message platform on the planet. And obviously you probably have seen them before. They're much like a text message, really, when it comes through on your phone. Then obviously when you click on that message, that notification, it can pull you right into the app. And they have over a 97% open rate. So, we want to use a marketing medium, obviously, that's effective. And everyone would agree that 97% is a phenomenal effectiveness rate or ratio. But what I love about it is the immediacy. It's a powerful immediacy. It creates urgency. And from a cost effectiveness standpoint, business owners love it because there's no per message or per user fees. You can literally send an unlimited number of push notifications to an unlimited number of people for only $39.95 a month in a maintenance fee. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to talk about apps, I'm going to showcase apps, I'm going to show you what we're doing and what our resellers, our Go Mobile resellers are doing around the globe with apps. But I'm going to bring you back in, and I'm going to have you kind of share with your group. Obviously, they know you well, they're getting to know me, but share with them why it is that you're fired up about apps and about Go Mobile Solutions and what we've been able to show you.
Well, the thing is that these guys have a team or a robot, or I don't know what it is, but they've got something back there that really puts together apps really
It's behind
well.
the magic curtain. We don't let you look back there, Hugh.
I figured that was what it is, because I tried to go back there and it kicked me out. But you know me, I'm always trying to find out how things work. But I have never learned how to create apps. It's just not part of my, my arsenal. You guys know I'm pretty expert at a lot of other stuff. I just never did that. But these guys got it down. They have created an app for my music business that's going to allow me to really tap into the market that I have, which I've discovered in the 5 years since I started my music business online, is that the majority of my customers are hitting us with phones. And that's probably why I'm not getting quite as much business as I want to. So I'm going to be able to, this is not what we're, here to try to push you to get your own app. Really, the idea is more of how easy it is to actually get an app made from a website. Because all I did was send one picture, my website URL, and a video, and they took that and they made the app, and the app is super cool. And I don't know if I can, there you go. He's got it. That's
Bam.
what it looks like
Ask and you
inside the
shall
phone,
receive.
right? So now I can put on my website, I can put, download our app. And these hip hop kids is what I call them. They're going to download this app and then they're going to like go crazy just getting all of our features, functions, offers, and everything else from our app. And it's going to make me a little bit hipper than some of these other companies out there that are not quite as up on the technology. And I would be in the group of these local clients that really haven't got a clue how to do this. I'm a programmer, but I do curation stuff, video stuff. I know nothing about phones, so it's been a couple years of like scratching my head. How do I get this done? And somehow I just sort of came in contact. It actually, it was through the webinar, and I hooked up with them, and they were like, you know, um, let's do that. Let's get you set up. And they did it. I'm really thrilled. Now I know also how I'm going to be able to go out there and contact other businesses here in Miami and say, hey, do you want to be as hip as I am? This is how we can do it.
There's absolutely a cool factor that comes from saying, hey, yeah, just download my app in the iTunes App Store or the Google Play Store. There's something to be said for the coolness factor, besides the functionality, besides what it'll do for you, and this app we put together for you, Hugh, we're looking at, I've gone through some of the basic functionality that we put in. The cool thing is we're just going to continue to adapt this thing and continue to make it better and better for you. And you're going to be able to put content in there, obviously
I got a few
samples.
requests too. We'll get to it.
Yeah, and so, right now we're looking at, probably about a $5,000 to $7,500 app.
Have mercy.
And you're welcome. We didn't make you pay that. In fact, one of the things that's beautiful about our Done For You Mobile App Club is that we'll actually create these apps for $97.
Yeah, that's what really made me say, wow, when I heard that, because every single person on this call can afford that for an awesome app. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is you look at the power that the app brings from a functionality standpoint for every business. You give me a business, and I'll give you 7 to 10 to 15 ways that business could be using a mobile app today to better connect with their customers and to drive more profits to the bottom line. And to be able to do that, and obviously the businesses out there, the end customer, I'll call them, doesn't pay $97. We let our Go Mobile resellers charge whatever fee they want to charge. Obviously, anything above $97 is profitable, but what we really believe a sweet spot pricing is $1,500. And a small to medium-sized business can see themselves investing from their marketing and advertising budget $1,500 and making that work. And for the $1,500, they literally get the complete design as well as the submission to both Google and Apple. And if you know anything about apps, Google's actually fairly easy to work with. Apple is a pain in the rear end to work with. And we have a submissions department. They are the pros. I mean, they work their magic. We literally have a 98+% approval rate with Apple, and that's unheard of in the industry. And you know, you're a programmer, Hugh, and you have technical abilities that I don't have. I don't do any of the programming. I just have our development team do all of that, obviously. But you know, it's one thing to be able to develop the app. It's another to develop it on multiple platforms, and then it's yet another to be able to effectively get it submitted and approved in Google and especially in the Apple iTunes App Store. And you know, as I said, you give me a business and I'll give you a way that they can use an app. Now, anytime you can better connect with your client base, and I'll throw some examples up here as we go through the webinar. This is one that we did for a personal trainer, Extreme Results by Vince. And you think about, you know, a personal trainer and how to, and incorporating a video into the app and incorporating many things that they can do, like referral cards and, you know, punch passes, you know, buy 5, get 1 free, buy 10, get 3 free, whatever. There's so much you can incorporate and build into an app using the technology. That's a scary guy. I mean, that's the personal trainer, man. I'd do what he said, wouldn't you? I mean, come on. but he can literally incorporate, and I'm not sure why that's not showing the way I want it to. Oh, make it. There we go. And he actually has the some of his basic training information and how to do these different things. That video is built right into the app. I mean, that's a powerful tool and a powerful resource. And, you know, in today's day and age, in this economy that we're in the marketplace that we're in, down economy, it's important for businesses to be able to stand out. And obviously, if you're providing an app for your clients and your prospects, that gives you the ability to immediately stand out, and then use it as obviously as a client getting tool as well. So we work with a network of resellers in 36 countries around the globe, because really this is international in terms of the phenomena of mobile apps and mobile phones, smartphones and tablets. And one of my favorite success stories is this nice little lady from Tampa. Her name is Lois, and you see a picture of Lois there with our CEO, Damian Zamora, outside of our Newport Beach, California offices. And what she does is she focuses mostly on established businesses. And she was actually surprised to find that her average client age for her app business in selling these apps to local businesses is between 50 and 60. You know, it's not just the young business people that get this. People in their 50s and 60s are not only using the devices more and more, but they see their clients constantly on their mobile device. And she's done a big push on restaurants, and here's a few examples of apps that we've created for Lois and her clients, and she's been incredibly successful with it. But she branched out to many different types of businesses. She was actually surprised to find how interested doctors, chiropractors, car washes are a big one for, e-cigarette stores, of course realtors, that's a huge one, real estate, realtors, obviously that's a success, are a very competitive industry where they really have to stand out. And she actually brought in a salesperson to help her make client sales. She met a salesperson at a networking event, and at this networking event, Lois was explaining to the group what it is that she does. And this lady came up to her on the break and said, "Hey, I would absolutely love to sell these apps for you." And the light bulb went off for Lois, because in our training system, we actually teach you how to hire and outsource the sales, because there are powerful, effective, skilled salespeople in every market that would love to make the kind of money that you can share with them on a commission basis. And then Lois also then set up a back end as well, where she's making monthly fees, charging anywhere from $29 on the low end to $300 a month for the maintenance, upkeep, and the content changes to the app itself. Now, Restaurants, obviously, like Abe's Place, is a great target, and they have a lot of information they can share. They're very visual. Think in terms of businesses that have something to show. And Abe's Place here, a simple example, she sold the app for $3,800. Now remember, I said the sweet spot pricing is $1,500, but many of our resellers are going out there and they're realizing that this app will garner a lot more than just $1,500. In fact, Hugh, a funny story about that. One of our resellers was sharing it with a dentist, and he was a specialty dentist. In fact, if I recollect, I think he's an orthodontist. And when they were showing the app and showing what the app could do, they'd actually put together a little mock-up app of the orthodontist with his logo and his branding, and it wasn't fully functional. It was just a couple of pages on the mock-up app. The dentist was convinced it was going to be a $20,000 hit, and he's bracing himself, right, because he's liking the idea, but he's like, oh, geez, do I have $20,000 in the marketing budget to do that? And if I recollect, I think they brought that app in at $5,000, and when it was $5,000, not $20,000, obviously he injured himself reaching for his pen to sign that deal. And so again, keep in mind, now on this one, Lois sold this one for $3,800. Her cost as a member of the mobile app club is $97 for us to create it from scratch. And as you can see, that's a beautiful, highly functional app there. And not only the creation, but the actual submission itself. So we're talking about what, $3,700, $3,703 in pure profit. And the beautiful thing about this, she did none of the work. We did all the development work for her, and she didn't even sell it herself. She had that salesperson that is selling for her is the one that actually sold this app, and she put together a simple little commission plan. And we teach all this in the back office in the training system, how to really motivate salespeople. And Hugh, obviously, they're motivated by money, right? And we teach you how to offer a sliding scale, where you can slide anywhere from 10 to 15 to maybe even 20% on the low end. If I recollect, Lois pays her sales rep 20% when they do 1 or 2 a week, and anything over 2, she bumps them all the way up to 33%. So here's a rep that's saying, hey, a sales rep that says I can do this part-time and literally create a full-time income selling a product here that the marketplace needs and can make use of. So restaurants obviously are a great target. Bars and nightclubs, another one that are really great. In fact, we have some really cool functionality built into the app itself, where you can go in and let's say, for example, a bar or a pub. Let's say they have a VIP beer list, people that are beer connoisseurs, and then let's say they have people that are wine connoisseurs. We don't mix those two together, right? And those are different people, different lifestyles, different interests, and you can actually segment out your database, and you can send push notifications to the segmented list. And so it's a very powerful tool from that standpoint. You notice the loyalty rewards on there, how people can use the app, and a QR code and a QR code reader built into the app itself to unlock discounts and unlock stamps on the loyalty programs and whatnot. But it's so much more than just bars and nightclubs and restaurants. And Jeannie here is a great success story. She immediately saw an application for the apps in schools, and she went into this Northville Central School and sold the app for $2,000, knocked the price down from her normal price of I think she normally sells over $39.95. And she said, it's a school, so and you're a school, so I'm gonna give you a half price discount. And she sold it for $2,000. And once again, her VIP app club cost to build the app, $97, $1,903 in pure profit. And obviously the margins there are great. The tool that the end customer gets here is very powerful. And she actually created a fundraising system for schools, and schools of all types. You see this one here, the Buford Academy, is actually a private school. And think about the community around the school. Obviously the parents, the teachers, even the community that can get involved. Well, what she found was that it can be a great fundraiser to use the apps as really a blueprint for success from a fundraiser standpoint. And so what she did is she put together a program. We have that complete blueprint, by the way, in our back office for you to work with, where she actually splits the profit with the schools, depending upon the number of sponsors. Simple example, she'll have, say, 5 or 10 sponsors. Now, 5 sponsors, they pay $2,000 to be a sponsor of the app and put their advertising within the app, also giving them the ability to send out push notifications to the group through the app itself. They get a certain number of pushes based upon their contribution and their sponsorship, and she'll do 10 sponsors at $1,000 apiece. So either way, the model here is that it generates $10,000 in revenue, of which she splits with the schools. What do you think about that, Hugh? $5,000 in profit for her, but that school gets $5,000 for whatever club or group or sport or whatever. And we've all seen the banners, right, hanging up on the in the gyms, or hanging up on the out on the field, football field, baseball field, soccer field, or whatever. What a great use of the technology to be able to use this concept and create a very powerful medium for the sponsors, but also for the school to really generate some nice funds. And I don't think there are very many schools out there that wouldn't love to have a cash infusion of $5,000. Are you with me on that?
Oh yes, schools and everyone else.
Exactly. Think about all the different types of, nonprofit organizations that really could benefit greatly from this. Now, I dug through, and I was telling you about the dentist. I dug through and I found Dr. Jeff Haskins. Here's the guy who was thinking he was going to be paying $20,000 for his dental app here. You can see he's got a really nice, high-quality app here for Village Orthodontics. And he has a rewards program. He actually has a referral program. He even will reward his patients for going into the app and leaving a testimonial. He gives them Starbucks gift cards if they'll go into the app and leave a testimonial inside the app, which obviously that's driving content, that's driving people to download the app and to read about the dental practice. But at the end of the day, the bottom line here is he's adding profit to the bottom line. And when you take a look, there are certain types of businesses, obviously, that you can target that their average profit per new client is through the roof. Dental and dentists are an example. The average lifetime revenue of a dental patient is $40,000. So do you think they could find it in their budget to cough up $2,000, $4,000, or $5,000 for an app that costs you $97 to create? Well, obviously they could. So what I want to do is I want to help you out here and kind of help you envision yourself doing this, being successful with this, and making some great money by helping these businesses utilize the most powerful marketing medium on the face of the earth today. And it's mobile marketing and mobile apps. And I'd love to share with you 3 effective strategies. I always like to reward people for coming to the webinar, so you can leave the webinar with content and training that you can use right away. So 3 really effective strategies for this is, number 1, go back to existing clients. If you have existing clients, you're in the marketplace of helping businesses. We always know that we want to be an expert to our clients, and when we show them our new expertise, imagine you going in with your new expertise, obviously that's going to increase profits, and you're going back to someone who's already told you yes. And we have a saying in business, you once a buyer, always a buyer, right? And if we can provide value, then they're going to say yes again. So second simple effective strategy here, go back to people who have told you no. If you're in the marketplace, if you're selling products and services to the marketplace, and obviously we always have more people that tell us no than tell us yes. Well, now you have a reason to go back in and to go back to someone who said no, and you could even reward them. I'll share with you a strategy here before we're done on how you can get them to say yes to even hearing what it is that you have to offer by giving them a really valuable freebie, a freebie that's easily worth $500 just for them listening to what it is that you have to offer them in a mobile app and what it could do for them. And then the third effective strategy here is going after niche markets. You know, when you go after niche markets, you can really become a specialist in that niche market, and that's one of the things that we train on in our back office training system is some of the specific niches where you can really be effective. And you know, obviously, if you look at dentists, which I mentioned earlier, schools as well. But I want to throw out a third here, and this one's not a silver bullet. I call this one a platinum bullet here, because there's huge opportunity to go to conventions and special events. And one of our specialties at Go Mobile is creating apps for a special event or a convention. And what I mean by that is, you know, a small business expo, a trade show for any industry, whatever niche industry it might be. They have conventions all the time, right? A one-day convention, a three-day convention, a week-long convention, or whatever. Well, what we do is we actually put together an app for you for the promoter to actually showcase the event itself. So all the schedules, all the agenda, all the speakers and speaker bios, and they can tie videos in. You know, if the keynote speaker, you know, maybe a 2-minute clip of one of their recent presentations that they gave, whatever it might be, we can tie so much into that app. And then here's the strategy, Hugh. Get this. You actually give the app to the convention or the special event or the expo, and you trade. Barter's a beautiful thing. You trade for a booth space. You know, these conventions and expos and things, they always have sponsors, right? And booths, you know, trade show type of booth or whatever. And those can sometimes be pricey. Of course, the bigger the booth, the higher the price, and the better location versus stuck back in the corner somewhere. Those are always a little more pricey. So what our resellers are doing is they're actually going in and bartering for premier sponsorship, and they're bartering and exchanging the app, which worst case, bottom line, is easily a $5,000 value to 10, 15 and up. They barter and they trade the app for this premium sponsorship. Now, you already know their cost. Their cost is $97, right? So what if we then, for $97, get this premier sponsorship? Well, everybody at the convention is downloading the app, right? Everybody there is downloading the app and making use of the app. And oftentimes, these premier sponsorships, they actually get stage time, where they actually can go in front of the group and explain their product or their service. And think how powerful a tool this is, where you're speaking to the group, and most of them are already using your product. They've downloaded the app. They're making use of the app. It's very user-friendly. Obviously, it makes the convention or the expo that much better of an experience for them. And everything that they need is right there in the palm of their hand on their smartphone on this app. And then you explain, obviously, this is what you do, and you help small to medium-sized businesses of all types to be able to utilize the app. You know, here I've got the law firms on here on the screen now. Promotions app for upcoming shows and special events. And there's so much functionality that you can tie in. Obviously, referrals are big. You know, people always want to share, and sharing. In fact, I think you'd agree with me, Hugh. A lot of people suffer from oversharing. If you go on social media, they're sharing everything. You know, what they had to eat, what they are drinking today,
Good Lord, yeah.
whatever. People love to share, and so when now they get to share something that they care about, whatever that app has to do with. But also we have the direct ties directly into social media. Then we can utilize technology built in the smartphone, like one-touch calling, the camera, the QR code reader, directions. People can actually leave feedback. You notice the last button on the bottom there, the last menu item is where they can actually record and leave feedback. And so again, There's so many applications for this. You see a tattoo parlor. You might not even think of a tattoo parlor for an app, but what are tattoos? They're very, very visual, and obviously, people that are into tattoos are into tattoos. And what's the latest tattoo that they did, and so the app can really showcase that and make it very visual. In fact, one of the tattoo parlors we did an app for, they love to show kind of time-lapse video of the creation of the tattoo itself. I mean, it's one thing to see the end result, but sometimes people are fascinated by the whole process. Catering, another great application, and catering companies. I mean, you and I were having a little snack before we started the webinar. It's a good thing, because look at that chicken. I mean, I don't know what that is. That looks like some chicken marsala maybe or something there. Holy cow, that looks good, right? Well, you can tie all this into the app for the catering company, and very visual, and pro sports teams. One of our most successful apps we've ever created is the SoCal Coyotes. It's a semi-pro football team in Orange County, California, and they're utilizing the app and just having a great interface with their fan base. And they, of course, they are big time using social media, but it's also a great use, again, of video, and they can tie video directly into the app itself. So very functional. There's so much that you can tie into the app, regardless of the business, the organization, the school, the nonprofit, whatever. They can have great success, better interfacing with their client base, with their fan base, with their patient base, whatever it might be. And a fantastic success story. People ask me all the time, well, can I do it from anywhere? And here's a great example of that. One of our resellers, Kris, is in Western Australia. I think you pronounce it Exmouth. And he actually made $35,000 in the past 6 weeks living in a very small town and area. And what he's found is he's shown the app sells itself. Everybody wants to go mobile. And he's a great example of how you can absolutely do this from anywhere. And one of his niches that he's really focused on is real estate. And we can tie some really cool tools into the app itself, for example, like a mortgage calculator, where that's just a simple function that we put into, it's a standard that we put into all the real estate apps. Vacation properties, another great one. With the vacation properties, we actually have the ability to go in and put all the details on all of the properties. And then you see the Book It Now function there. If I can use I don't know if my laser pointer here is working, but you notice get my spotlight out, the Book It Now feature here, where you can actually go in and see if that particular property has availability in the time frame that you have in mind. Now, this is something that you normally only see on apps that are huge major corporations, right? The Hilton hotels or the Airbnb or somebody like that. But all of these smaller companies now, small to medium-sized businesses, thanks to the cost structure and the ability to have it created so quickly, they're loving this technology and loving their ability to be able to go in and utilize this. And I'm just kind of curious. I see we want to make this very interactive. Let me open up my question panel. I'd like to just get some feedback here. What you're thinking as you're seeing these apps. Great, we've got Ian answering questions here as we go. Fantastic, yeah, so I'm getting a lot of good feedback. Richard asked a great question, how are the apps updated? Now get this, $39.95 is the monthly maintenance on the apps. And by the way, we actually have a white label program. Everyone just getting started doesn't start with the white label program. We let you get your feet wet and get a few successes under your belt. But with the white label program, you actually have the ability to mark that up and to create a cash flow. As I mentioned, Lois has a cash flow coming in from providing the service. But Richard, you asked about the apps being updated. For the standard app and the standard $39.95 monthly hosting, that comes with 2 updates every single month. And so it's just an absolute phenomenal value, and it's an opportunity really to be able to bring this technology to businesses all around the world, small to medium size. And all we're doing is we're going into businesses that already have an existing marketing and advertising budget, and we're giving them the opportunity to just segment a portion of that existing budget into a mobile marketing budget, and they're very successful at doing it and at implementing it. And we talked about it earlier, Hugh, but there's definitely something to be said here for the coolness factor. Whoa, what do you mean? You have an app in the App Store? And so when we show this to entrepreneurs like you joining us on a webinar like this, I mean, this is absolutely a no-brainer. Regardless of the type of business that you're in, you can see yourself effectively bringing this to market, whether you bring it to market or, as I mentioned with Lois, she has our outside salespeople that do all of that for her. Everything that I'm showing you here today can either be done for you or outsourced. And we've got a fantastic app club. And so you've seen the basics of it here. We want to make you a no-brainer offer to get in and get started with this. So my question is a simple one. Based on what you've seen here, the questions you've asked and we've answered, I mean, you obviously see that we've got something here, and there's huge potential for you to make some great profits. See yourself doing one a month, and when your profit is 2, 3, 4,000 on one app, imagine just doing one a month on a part-time basis. So my question is a simple one, and that is, are you ready to take action and make huge cash profits with mobile apps? It's a no-brainer to get started, to have fun with this, and it's time for you to join the club. What we put together is a very special mobile app club, and we put together for you, your group here, a webinar special that includes really everything that you need to be successful with these apps. We've got a complete PowerPoint presentation that someone can show, and that's from one of our 6-figure earners, by the way. We have reps, resellers, we like to call them, around the globe that are just absolutely crushing it. And success breeds success, and we wanted you to start day one using a very powerful tool. And I mentioned earlier a nice little value that you can offer people as well. We have a mobile website builder as well. Now, we believe the most effective mobile marketing strategy is a 1-2 punch that includes both mobile websites and mobile apps. And Hugh, I'm sure your group is very familiar with what the press was calling mobile-geddon, that Google mandates now that websites are mobile friendly. And if the app is not quote-unquote mobile friendly according to Google's terms, then they're going to forego a huge chunk of the search traffic that a website should be getting. They don't get if they're not mobile friendly. And it's a simple test. Google has a website set up. We teach you all this in the back office. And you can plug in any business's website, and Google will say whether or not it's mobile friendly or not. And a huge majority of small to medium-sized business in the marketplace do not have a mobile friendly website. Well, we have the most robust mobile website builder on the planet today. It's simple to use. You could do it yourself, or you could outsource it, either way. And what we have as a strategy for you is, you want to cherry pick and shoot fish out of the barrel. Go to these businesses who do not have a mobile friendly website, offer them a free mobile website, literally free. And the hosting on it's only $5 a month once it's activated, and give them the mobile website for free in exchange for an appointment with you to show them that wherein you can show them how to create an effective mobile marketing strategy, and which would include mobile websites and mobile apps as well. And we have the complete training system on how to use the mobile website builder. Again, it's very simple. I'm not a techie by any stretch of the imagination, Some days I'm struggling with the power button on the computer, okay, and I can go in and build a mobile website in about 20 to 25 minutes. But we also have for you, as a part of the webinar special today, a VIP ticket to the GMS Go Mobile Solutions training portal, where we teach you every aspect of this business that you need to know. Literally everything from the client getting itself, to selling back-end services, to hiring a sales force. Of course, everything's done for you, so we don't have to teach you how to build the apps. We build the apps for you. And I'm even going to include today on the webinar, Hugh, as really kind of a special bonus. For everyone that gets started with us during the webinar today, I'm going to include a mobile app credit. So literally, with that mobile app credit, they could easily turn around and sell that app for $2 to $5 grand in profit, and we'll build that app for no charge. And that's just for joining the club and getting started. And we make it really simple. The way the app club works is it's actually a subscription basis. You get started here today, and then moving forward, we have a monthly subscription for you. And with that monthly subscription, every single month, you get an app build, and I like to call it the golden ticket. So in exchange for your monthly membership to the app club, you get an app build. So in essence, you're storing up those golden tickets, and you can exchange those for an app to be built anytime you want. And so we've got a system that works. It's tried and it's true. All you need to do is plug in, and it's time to join. It's time to join the club. It's only $97 each month, and that includes one app build each and every month. And the link there, so I see several of you that are asking for the sign up for this. You want to get in, you want to get started. Ian, let's go ahead and paste it in the chat panel there. It's VIPmobileappclub.com. VIPmobileappclub.com, and we'll paste that right into the chat panel. Let me just open up mine here, and that's clickable for you, by the way, whether you're on a computer or a mobile device. If you're on a mobile device, you might have to toggle over to the question mark section there, and you can click on that and get signed up, and you'll see there that and there's my Firefox that's stalling out on us. When you click on the link, it'll take you directly to the order page, and you see there that we make it really simple for you to get started, and it lines out everything there for you. The webinar special today, during the actual webinar, it's only $297 to join the app club, and I'm going to include an app build for that. Okay, so you can turn right around and recoup, obviously, your investment tenfold by just selling one app. And you know what? Let's do better than that, Hugh. Let's do better than one. At $297, let's actually include some additional bonuses and 3 app builds. Okay, wow. So we'll literally, for your $297, we'll build 3 apps for you. I mean, you saw Hugh's that we built for him. I'm including for you, when you take action right now, right here on the webinar, before we stop talking, okay, because when we stop, it's over. For $297, you're getting 3 app builds. So let's even say you only sold them for $1,000 a pop. Well, that's $3 grand right there. You're exchanging $300 for $3,000. That's a no-brainer business decision. Besides the bonuses and the training, and really we put together everything that you need to cash in to big-time profits and have some fun with this. I mean, can you see yourself being in the marketplace with something that's cool, that's hip, that's cutting edge, that's really something that has a coolness factor there? Yes, but that can make a big difference for these businesses. In a down economy, they have got to have ways where they can add profits to the bottom line. And Hugh, I'm really excited that we could bring all this value, all the resources. I haven't even listed out the bonuses yet, but to bring something like this to your group for $297, that's a no-brainer. No-brainer.
It really is, and that's why one of the reasons I was really excited not only to bring the training but also the offer, because it's I mean, you can't get better than that. You just can't.
Well, when you realize that everything's done for you, so you don't have to be an expert in anything techie or technology-wise, that we do all the work for you. And if you want us to build the mobile website out, and I'm talking about a really cool, very robust, obviously Google certified mobile-friendly site, we'll build the mobile sites as well for only $97. So you can exchange those builds, the 3 golden tickets that you get when you sign up today, and each month, remember, your subscription is only $97 a month. You get a build every single month. That can be either an app or a mobile website, either one. And when you see the opportunity to go out there and take this to the marketplace, huge opportunity and huge profits. And I want to include some bonuses here to really make this just such a simple, successful business for you to launch. And the first one I'm going to include, and I mentioned it earlier, is the school and nonprofit blueprint and an actual training webinar on how to do it. Okay, it's a fantastic fundraising opportunity for huge profits. All the phone scripts that you need are included, literally everything you need for what we call client getting. And you could create a business if all you did was schools and nonprofits, because there's nothing that stops you from marketing this anywhere in the world. I mean, you can do this from anywhere, but you can market it to anywhere. So take the guy in Exmouth, Western Australia. His $35,000 in profit over the last 6 weeks has all been local, but there's nothing stopping him from marketing this to in your backyard, from on the other side of the globe. And the tools and the resources we made available, I know you were able to see the app viewing utility app that we've created. You can allow your prospects and your clients to see this from their computer or from their smartphone or tablet.
Right.
And so you don't have to be face-to-face.
I wanted to explain that because if people on my list are like me, which I think a lot of them are in some ways and kind of new to this, a lot of them may not even know really what an app is. And it's really the difference between like a website, which has a lot of files, and you're always requesting a new file, and an app, which is one file, and you just like your customers, they just click it once, and bingo, it's on the phone, and then it can do anything from there. And that's why it's hip to have. You put on your website, and it says, download our app, and then the people who are hip enough to have phones and use them, which is more and more people these days, they just hit it, bingo, it's on the phone. And then from that back end, they can do a lot of different operations depending on what you put into the app. You can do anything that you can do on a website and more, really. And it's always with them. It's always just one item on their phone. So that's why these apps are pretty awesome.
Well, and a good example of how this works is, Hugh, you're on one coast and we're on the opposite coast. And we did all this remotely for you. So we didn't ever have to be face-to-face to get from you what it was that you wanted in your app and to build it out.
And they have this viewer, which I want to add too. It's like an app demo viewer, which you don't need to look on your phone to see the app. That's what makes it so cool, because you can actually have your customers that are not hip to apps go on the web and just go to a URL, and they can see the whole thing. It's fully functional, and they can click on it and do whatever you want. Whatever it can do right there on that demo.
And that's a really cool piece of the overall puzzle, because obviously we don't want to submit the app until it's exactly what you want. And let's take your app for example, Hugh. I'd say we're probably 80% there, just based upon 1 or 2 conversations.
Oh yeah.
And then you're going to want to do a couple of tweaks to that. Well,
the thing is, now that I have this app, Jerry, I feel like, wow, I have more interest in that website now, and I'm going to go and start putting more content and stuff so I can push it through my app.
And it's literally going to be a tool that you're going to use to build more business and to create more
Exactly.
profits. And it's
Yeah.
it's actually spurring you on for new ideas and new ways for you to market a business that you've been in for many years. And
Well, it's
you know
going to
that's
allow me to infiltrate a group of people that I have not been
absolutely.
able to infiltrate before. It's a good idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it will do for businesses of all types. So listen, let me click through this. I've got some more bonuses here as well. I've got a bonus training video from Jason, one of our resellers in Perth, Australia. And if you could hear in his Australian accent, he sold 5 apps last month straight away. Is a term that they use, and he has 5 more in process this month. And his key selling point, the key feature that he is showing these businesses is the push notifications. And he's charging between $2,000 and $2,500. He wants to deal in volume, and it's easily worth the app itself is easily worth 5,000 plus. So let's take it as 2,000 number. He made he did 5, so 5. That cost him 500, so his revenue was 10,000, and his profit was 9,500, and he's duplicating that again this month, and so what we love to do is teach and train you how to be successful. Your VIP training ticket is worth so much more than the $297 to get started here today. And by the way, the sign up link, Ian, if you'll put that in there again, the sign up link is right in your chat panel. All you have to do is click on it. It's VIPmobileappclub.com if you're going to type it in. VIPmobileappclub.com, and you want to make sure and get this training with Jason. That training alone is worth the $297 price investment to get started. And we included as well, everybody wants to hear what it is Lois is doing, and I introduced you to Lois from Tampa, who's focusing on established businesses. She's the one, remember, that was surprised to find the average clients between 50 and 60. We have a complete training video that we did interviewing Lois with specifically what it is she's doing, how it is that she's doing it. And let's go one more. Let's just keep heaping on the bonuses. Another bonus training video with Kris in Exmouth, and he's going to walk you through exactly how he made 35 grand in the past 6 weeks. Now, if you could use a cash infusion this time of the year, any time of the year, obviously, what if you did 1/10 of what Kris did in 6 weeks? I mean, if you made $3,500 in the next 6 weeks, he made $35,000. If you made $3,500 in the next 6 weeks, I think you'd probably send Hugh a thank you card, wouldn't you, for inviting you here and showing you what this is all about. So, Hugh, we just wanted to make it just an absolute no-brainer. We love helping people be successful with this program. That's what all the bonuses are all about. So it's time to join the club. We call it the VIP Mobile App Club, brought to you, of course, by Go Mobile Solutions. We are absolutely hands down heavyweight champ in the mobile app arena, with nearly 1,800 apps in the Google Play Store and another 1,800 in the iTunes App Store. The sign-up link, once again, VIPmobileappclub.com. Remember, I'm including the free mobile website builder and the training. We even have a special client financing program. I can't believe I almost forgot this one. How about if you could walk into a client and get them $3,000 in financing with a 98% approval rate? No-brainer for a business, right? So they don't even have to stretch their budget. They literally can get financing. We have a great financing company that we work with, and the beautiful thing about this is you can walk in and get a very small amount down from your client, and the financing company will do all the work on the approval and on the collections, and you actually get paid up front, and then they're collecting the money on the backside. So, I mean, if you had any doubts about any business paying for this, I mean, you need to get over that, because businesses love it. Now here's a way that you can actually provide financing to them. And really and truly, Hugh, we put together a system where it's everything your people need to cash in, huge big time profits. It's only $297 right here and now. And again, remember the subscription is only $97 each month, and each and every month that's including one app build. So obviously you won't have to pay that for 30 days, and you have 3 app builds that I'm including for the $297. So in essence, I mean, you're literally getting this for free. I don't know how I can make it any better than that, Hugh.
I really couldn't think of much more. It sounds pretty awesome.
Now let's do this. I know you're excited about seeing your people get signed up and get started. The link's there. You see it on the screen. It's in the chat panel as well. What I'd like to do is let's open this up for some Q&A. And thanks, Ian, by the way, and Jen for answering a lot of the questions as they came in. But let me open this up, and let's make sure we're getting all the questions answered. And one of the questions that just came through and just asked, well, what kind of a guarantee are we offering? Well, how about, and if you go to the link, you actually on the sign up page, it actually shares that with you, that that we're actually providing you a 30-day 100% money back guarantee. So you can try this out with absolutely zero risk and go into the training. Let us show you exactly what to do and how to do it. And basically, Hugh, we know your people are going to love it. That's how we can offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. I know that was important to you, and it's right there. It's the first thing that's right there at the top of the sign-up page.
That's awesome. That is very good.
All right, so you can't make it any better than that, right? Give it a try and get in and get started. So let me see. Let me go through the questions here. Let's make sure we're getting everything answered. Richard asked about examples of lawyer apps. I had four. I think it was 4 screenshots on the screen a little bit earlier. Law firms love the apps. Obviously, all the information about the firm itself. That the law firms can collect information about the possible case, the situation, whatever it is that they need. Injury attorneys love it because there's a function built into the app where you can actually take pictures and use the app to submit pictures to the law firm. So if we're talking about some sort of an automobile accident or something, click, 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 submit it right through the app. Obviously, that's a great tool, great resource. We do offer a multiple language capability. We have someone asking about Dutch specifically, so we do have international language capability. Obviously, we're in 36 countries around the globe, and so we're able to offer that as well. Bruce asks, what happens to your clients' apps if they quit paying their monthly? Okay. Well, I think it could be seen as 2 different questions. So Bruce asks, what if he, as the reseller, stops paying for his monthly app club membership? Well, then you just don't get an app build automatically done for you each and every month. Nothing happens to your client's app. Now, the client has a monthly maintenance of $39.95, and again, remember that includes 2 changes every month, as well as an unlimited number of push notification messages sent out. And with the white label program, I think I saw a question on the white label program a little bit earlier. You actually have the ability to create some cash flow on that, because that monthly maintenance is easily worth $79.95 or even $89.95, including those 2 app revisions a month. So I think we got you covered there, Bruce. We have full encryption security built into the app. Greg asks about security. The client, Bruce asks about the monthly maintenance. If you're a member of the white label program, then the client is paying you. Until you're a member of the white label program, then the client is paying Go Mobile that $39.95. The white label program, really simple, Greg. It's just 10 apps. So like I said, we don't normally start people out with the white label program. There's not a cost to sign up for the white label program. You just you have 10 apps, and it actually drops your monthly maintenance down $10. So your monthly maintenance cost on the white label program is only $29.95 a month. So so at 10 of those, obviously, then if you were marking that up $20, so you were charging your end client $20 a month, then you've just created a few $100s in cash flow every month. A couple people asking about that. Again, thanks to Ian and Jen for answering the questions as we went along. Let's see. Richard asks, are there business types where there wouldn't be much of a use for an app? Well, I can't think of any. I mean, if you give me a business, I'll give you, like I said, multiple different ways that they could use an app. Good job, Chuck. I love your optimism, and I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I believe they will do the changes.
Oh, Rick asks if the apps are native or web-based. Yeah, 2 changes a month built into the monthly maintenance. Yeah, absolutely. Rick asked a good question. Are these apps native or web-based? These are native apps on both
Android and
iPhone.
Apple.
Yeah, iPhone and Android.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the cool. I mean, for the 97, you literally get it for both platforms and the submission to both schools, or both schools. Got school fundraising on my mind. Both stores.
It's pretty awesome. You know, I'll not only be able to sell the mixing and mastering, but we'll be able to like sell music to those people too. Come to think of it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's going to be interesting.
I mean, I just love how your brain is working overtime now on your business, and your business model is evolving thanks to the app.
Definitely. It's been kind of static for a while, so it's a good thing to kind of have a new way to bring new blood into the business or whatever.
Yeah, so Greg's got a question here. So again, the white label program, we don't normally encourage someone that's brand new to get started with a white label. Get a few sales under your belt. The white label program doesn't cost you anything extra to sign up for or be a part of. It's just $300 a month for 10 apps. And so it's $29.95 per app. That's monthly maintenance. Okay, so your monthly maintenance drops, but the idea there is that you can actually create an upcharge. And again, I think the market will absolutely bear $79.95 or $89.95 easily a month, because we're including obviously an unlimited number of push notifications as well as an unlimited number of clients in the database, right? So you could be sending out thousands and thousands of push notifications a month, all for that monthly maintenance fee, and it includes 2 changes every single month as well. So someone asked here, what do I mean by native? Oh, it's Richard. So native is actually installed on the phone itself, okay? If it's a web-based app, it doesn't have 1/20th of the functionality of a native app. A native app is actually stored, it's a software program that's stored on the smartphone, okay? As opposed to a web-based app, which all it is a shortcut to a web page. Rick asks about can the client buy, quote unquote, buy additional changes? Well, most certainly we have a state-of-the-art design team that will create amazing apps, and obviously can do as much changes as need to be done. What we find is for 90+% of the businesses, 2 changes a month, very standard, very ordinary. Now, do we have businesses that come at us with something that's extraordinary? Well, sure. I'll give you an example. We had a vacation property company that one of our resellers sold the app to, and they wanted 500 properties. That's the pretty good size vacation property management company. They had 500 properties. Okay, so we didn't design that app for $97. You can probably well imagine the design time that would go into creating an app with 500 properties and a scheduling function for all 500 of those properties. So it was kind of a one-off. The reseller brought that to us and said, you know, is this standard? And we said, well, it's certainly not standard, but we certainly can do it. Let's put a pen and paper to it. We actually created that app for $500. It was actually $497, and he sold that app for $7,500. So he made $7,000 on the app, and that's easily an app that was worth $20,000. He sold it for $7,500. We built it for $500. Yeah, I think Bruce has got a question based upon the sign-up process, and I think I misspoke earlier. So you actually don't pay for your subscription for 60 days. See, what we figure is you know, you get 3 app credits, 3 app builds, and remember, you can use those interchangeably for a mobile website if you want. And so you get 3 for signing up today for $297. Amazing value there. And then your $97 per month subscription doesn't start for 60 days. All right. And just keep in mind, I mean, you can sell as many of these apps as you want. You automatically have, to start with, 3. 60 days from now, you'll get your 4th. But for the person that goes out and sells 10 apps this month, well, good news, you've already got your first 3 taken care of, and then you just pay for those individually as those sales come through. And obviously, you're collecting from your client in advance. And certainly most of our resellers, and this is one of the things that we teach you, is that you'll collect at least 25% down, if not 50% down. So you've got profit in advance of the app even being completed at that point. So Action Maker is asking about the app and it being native and being installed on their phone. They are downloading the app from Apple. Okay, so let's take the restaurateur who buys the app from you. We create the app. We submit the app to both Apple and Google. They make it available for their clients to download from Apple and from Google. Okay. Looks like we might have a bug with the PayPal. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. Tanya, Ian, can you handle that as a one-off and make sure we're not having some sort of a glitch there? And Tanya, make sure and put your email in there for Ian to follow up with you on that. Well, I see a couple people, actually, no, it looks like just one person talking about maybe being too busy to do this. Well, listen, we're doing all the work for you. You literally can devote a couple of hours to this effort on a weekly basis.
Let me tell you how hard it was to get my app done. I opened an email, I attached an image, I attached a video, I clicked send, and I had the URL in the email. Done.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I mean, listen, you're here obviously on the webinar because you have an interest. And this interest for 297, we're creating a phenomenal amount of value here. And if all you did was just manage from a project management standpoint, let us teach you how to hire independent commission-based salespeople to go out and sell this for you. Obviously, we're doing all the design, all the submission work. All you're doing is managing the product, the projects. And what are we talking about? An hour, 2 hours to manage a project that makes you $2,000, $3,000, or $4,000. Very, very obviously profitable use of your time.
Definitely. I mean, it's just not that hard, especially if they do have a website. I mean, if they don't have a website, it may be a little bit more work than that. But then it's just a matter of probably just giving the team the info about the business.
Yeah, I mean, we're designing apps for businesses all the time that don't have a website. I know it's hard to believe there's a business in 2015 that doesn't have a website, but we get app submissions all the time from people that don't have a website. And so it's definitely not a requirement that they have a website. But obviously, hey, could they use a website? And you can help fulfill that for them.
Right.
There's a little bit of confusion on the topic of white label here, and understand that all of the apps are specific to the business. In other words, there's no Go Mobile branding on any of these apps. I think that people are confused on the concept of white label, thinking that until they're part of the white label program, the apps are going to have Go Mobile pasted all over them.
Mixed up on that too, but I think what I heard is that it's just about how much you're getting. It's just a matter of quantity.
It's your ability to basically realize a savings in the monthly maintenance.
Right. It's a little bit better price, a little bit higher quantity.
Yep. And then, so you're dealing in quantity at that point, and then at that point, we're expecting, and we teach how to do this, by the way, but we're expecting that you're upcharging that monthly maintenance and making a residual income for yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, you want to start and get your feet wet and not just like jump in over your head, get some cash flow going, and then you can upgrade or whatever.
Absolutely. Go out and listen, you've got 3 app builds as a part of the program, okay? And PayPal is working now. Thank you, Tanya, for that. So whatever the glitch was, I don't know if it was on your end or PayPal's end or our end or whatever, but PayPal is working flawlessly now. Good to know. But, keep in mind here, I mean, again, we think the sweet spot price for someone getting started is to take this to market for $1,500. And you've seen multiple examples on the webinar of people selling the apps for more than that. And, it's the old whatever the market will bear. Certainly the value is here that this is bare bones minimum, a $5,000 app. And if all you did was go out and let's say you want to get some quick success under your belt, and we're big believers in referrals in business, right? I always love getting referral business. It's always easier anytime I'm walking in and getting referral business. Well, what if you took the 3 app builds that are included for your $297 today and dropped the price all the way to $1,000 to get 3 quick yeses? Well, first of all, you've put $3,000 in your pocket. You've invested $300. You've put $3,000 in your pocket. So you've literally profited $2,700. You've got 3 clients, and every one of your clients should be providing a minimum of 10 referrals. What if all you did was sell apps to 20% of those referrals, which is 2, right? But 2 times 3 is 6. Now you've sold another 6 apps, and don't continue to sell them for $1,000, right? Bump it up to at least $1,500. Well, 6 sales at $1,500, if I'm quick with the math, that's $9,000, right? $9,000, and we're talking about 6 apps, so your cost was 600, 9 grand revenue, 600 expense. You've just profited $8,400 plus the 3,000 that you made. I mean, you're off to the races here with something that's creating a very nice part-time income for you. And some people would say, you start running those numbers, that's a part-time effort for a full-time income.
Right on.
Bruce, you should be getting login information within minutes. It actually is immediately sent out, quote unquote, immediately as soon as the system refreshes. So you're getting signed up right now. You're getting access to everything right now, and just of course check your spam folder. Greg asked a great question. Great question. Greg asks, is 30 days a reasonable time frame to quote prospects for having their app in the App Store? It's normally, Greg, less than 2 weeks with Apple. 10 days to 2 weeks is what we like to normally tell people for Apple. Google's faster than that. Now, of course, that's after the finalization of the app itself, and you could speak to that. I think you worked with our design team for, what, 2 days back and forth on a couple of changes. You want to make maybe 1 or 2 more changes. So all in all, it was less than a week for the creation of your app. And then let's say it takes Apple the 2 weeks to approve. Well, from start to finish, app in the App Stores, that's 3 weeks. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that in the App Store.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're going to be telling people about it, obviously putting the logos for the Google Play Store and the iTunes App Store on your website.
That's what
any of your information that you send out electronically or physically, all over it, all over it. And the credibility. I mean, there's such a credibility that comes with, yeah, go to the App Store, download my app. What? Whoa, cool.
Yeah, it puts you in kind of a pro level, I think, depending on the business.
Big time.
You know.
Instantly. And keep in mind, I think it's really important. That's why we put it right there at the top of the screen. This program comes, I'm just reading verbatim from the order page. This program comes with a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee, so you get to try it out risk-free. You can also cancel your monthly membership at any time. This is not any kind of a long-term commitment, okay? Your first subscription doesn't hit for 60 days. Obviously, you're going to know inside of a day or two or a week, certainly, if this is for you. Greg asked a great question. Are the apps generally free in the App Store? Well, the app can be free or you can charge for the app, but think of the purpose of the app. You know, of our 1,800 apps in the App Store, you know, a huge majority of them are for businesses using them for marketing purposes. So let's take the catering company or the tattoo parlor or the dentist or the chiropractor or the real estate agent. They're not charging their clients to download the app. It's a free app, and then they get access to that client through the push notifications and all the benefits that come from someone having their brand, their logo on their phone. Now, Kathleen, I really appreciate your feedback and your candor here, and I will be the first to say that we are not the only mobile app company, service, software, whatever out there. But I guarantee you we are absolutely the best. Anything else out there, and this is what we've been doing for years, several years now. Basically, with the advent of the App Store, we started creating apps, and nobody's apps compare to ours. I mean, the quality, the features, the design work, all of it is just, it's not some template that some high school kid is creating in their mom and dad's basement, okay? These are professional designers, and we're able to offer this economies of scale pricing at $97 per app build because we've created the entire platform and the entire a system to do everything. So don't worry about us. You know, we're doing well and growing as a company and continuing to offer you more and more in terms of value. You know, I look at this program and what it is today compared to when we launched Go Mobile Solutions several years ago. I mean, it boggles the mind how much better we are today, how much better the opportunity is today, how much better the training is today. Ah, Kathleen, so you saw webinar several years ago. Great, great. Richard asks, are there cases where the app isn't approved by Google or Apple? And if so, how is it resolved? That's a great question. So first of all, we know if you're bringing this something that is not going to be approved. Okay, we know. I'm a Colorado native, and if you pay attention to the media and the news, you probably know that Colorado passed some legislation that's pretty controversial and offers things for sale that you can't buy legally in most every other state, with the exception of maybe one or two. Well, Apple's not going to allow those companies to have an app in their app store. Google does, by the way, but Apple doesn't. So to answer your question, Richard, we know on submission if this is going to be an app that we're going to be able to get approved or not. And with 2%, you know, like I said, we're 98+% approval. Yes, dating apps are possible. So Tina, you make a very good point / question. You know, you're a part of a team. Tina's question is how does she leverage our long-term, many-year success in the mobile app arena? Well, Tina, you're simply signing up today. You're investing in a team. You're now a part of the team, and you can very comfortably say that our company and my team. And that's how you spin it. You don't say me. You don't say I. You say we. We have nearly 2,000 apps in the App Store. We've been doing this for several years. We have great relationships with Google and Apple. We. It's all about we. That's the great thing is you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. And if that's not worth $297 today, then I don't know what possibly ever could be. Well, good job. It looks like the questions are slowing down to a mere trickle, Hugh. I'm really excited. I can already see in the admin panel that we have several of your people that have already logged in. They're already watching the first training video and already downloading the paperwork for the submission of the apps. I can't wait to start sending you success stories, Hugh, of people that came right off of this webinar and how fast they went out. I mean, we've had some amazing success. I normally like to brag about our resellers and their success. I've given you a few testimonials, obviously, today, but Hugh, we have had people that have literally, during the webinar, sold 2 apps. Before we signed off for the webinar, they were
Wow.
One particular gentleman came on and said, I've already sold 2 of them, and he had made several $1,000s before the webinar was over. We all the time have people do it day 1, certainly week 1. I just say if you go out there and have some success with this in month 1, that's fantastic.
That is. I'm looking forward to it.
So we'll send you copies of those, Hugh. Now, it looks like the questions are slowing down to a trickle, so we'll sign off on the audio here for now. But, Hugh, what do you think? I mean, you've got the link there. You think we ought to get these last few people that have been asking questions? We better direct them to that link.
Right. What is that link again?
But it's right there on the screen, and Ian, go ahead and paste it in the chat panel as well, so it's clickable. It's VIPmobileappclub.com. VIPmobileappclub.com.
Ah, there you go.
I'll even get my little I'll get my little pen out here and let me choose pen color. There we go. So VIPmobileappclub.com. Again, it's clickable in the chat panel. Get in, get started. We guarantee you're going to love it. I don't ever say it's a satisfaction guarantee. I don't want people to be satisfied. I want you to be absolutely thrilled, and you will be thrilled. So get in, get signed up. We're signing off when the webinar comes down. The deal is gone. All those bonuses are out the window. Okay, if you didn't, if you're trying to pull money together, you weren't able to do it here during the webinar, well then email Hugh, and we might be able to let a limited number of you still in for the 297. But those bonuses obviously are designed for the people that are ready to take action. Never designed as a penalty for those that can't. Always a reward for those that can. But when we shut it down, the bonuses are gone. So get in, get started with the guarantee like that. I don't care. Hawk something. If you got to hawk something for the 297, so you can get started on this. Wouldn't you say, Hugh? I just say bottom line. You're not going to find a business model like this for $300 anywhere.
I'm going to send everyone my email address for our support email in case you need to reach me about this. I just sent it to everyone. If anyone has not received their access details or anything, don't worry, we'll get it all straightened out, and you can email me at that address and email those guys at the address they just put in too. So we'll get everyone taken care of. But I think that's about it for today, isn't it, Jerry?
Yeah, we're good. I can't wait to get you those success stories. Thanks, Hugh. Really thrilled to be able to bring this to your group. I know this is something they're going to love. And just been great to spend a little bit of time with you here today on the webinar.
Fantastic. It's been great for me to just really have something that I really believe in, and not only that, it's giving me all these ideas and stuff. So I'm looking forward to working it with everyone here. And with that, I want to thank you, Jerry, for an awesome job presenting, and all your team. And we're going to say goodnight to everyone, and hopefully this recording will be available for everyone. So good night, everyone. Thanks so much for coming. We'll talk to you again soon. Hugh out.